nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can you please make sure that your phones are either turned off or on silent? Magdalena, I'm assuming that you live in the district since you go to school here, but I'm just gonna change yours to a yes. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Seeing that there's nothing for public forum, Mr. Norman, did you want to start?
Yes, a couple quick things tonight for everybody. The first thing I'd like to call up Miss Witherall, who was our yearbook advisor for the year, along with two of her students, Yolanda and Sophia. They are here to talk a little bit about our yearbook and to present the yearbook to our Board of Education. So the three of you want to pop your heads up there? That would be great.
Hi, I'm Marilyn Woodrow, most of you know me. Sophia has been a member of our yearbook club, and Yolanda was the editor of the yearbook and a member of the yearbook staff, meaning part of the class that did yearbook. But I am just here as their moral support, so Yolanda has written some comments, and she and Sophia together are going to read them, as I understand it.
So, I am giving a sprawl about what I did this year. So, when I stepped into this class on the first day, I had only little on my mind, and I had a question to stay, but I feared doing nothing or not understanding the language of another class, and so fail. So I stayed, and I taught myself to enjoy the class to the fullest, to picture who I am and who I will become, and try to be useful. I'm so glad I made that decision. I enjoyed this class more than I thought I would. There was so much I overlooked so blindly, so much freedom and creativity. I loved the teamwork to make something so memorable together. We worked cohesively even if we were planning the whole period, but the point no matter was that no one was left out. I had always been so excited to finish another page because it was more than just photos on a paper, but sooner a memory. Each page you feel the emotion looking back at you, remembering the little things, and everyone we want to see, or everyone we won't see anymore. By far my favorite part this year was having the opportunity to talk with so many other people. Teachers, staff, friends, old friends, and even people I barely talk to. We took photos, shared personal stories, and about ourselves. And for a moment, when no hassle, we could be happy, capsuling the last moment we have together. So with an honest heart, this year has been one of my favorite classes so far, and I never felt so open and honored to be a part of something so meaningful.
I have to say, she made it sound a little bit more fun than it was.
So that was our yearbook. The students were able to dedicate the yearbook as they do every year. This year, one of our beloved retiring teachers, Mr. Elmer, was the recipient of our dedication. So he has some great photos in there as well. So I don't know, did anybody have any questions for our yearbook folks?
Great job. Very moving, Yolanda. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us.
Excellent.
Thank you, we appreciate it.
Whose idea was the cover? Where did the cover idea come from?
Do you want to speak to that?
So, Owen Brookshire and I, same with Sapphire. We've all went to, where was it?
Rosamond Gifford Zoo.
So we went there, and it was, like a sponsored yearbook program. And we just collabed together and
Yeah, they had Johnston's had artists there and other yearbook creators from around the region. And the artists worked with us to flesh out our designs and what we wanted to do. And so with the retro sort of theme, having the Polaroid on the front and the little lines of pictures on the back, was largely Yolanda and Owen and Sapphire put that together.
It's a great idea.
That's great, thank you.
Congratulations, thank you. I know, like, once you hit those deadlines and, you know, you get to hand those out to your peers, it's kind of, you know, really rewarding to show off all the work and dedication that you folks did. So thank you very much for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up with some more recognition, I'm gonna ask Mr. Gaffney to come up. We have 4 members of our top 5 graduating seniors this year here tonight, and I'm just gonna give Mr. Gaffney an opportunity to introduce them and give you folks an opportunity to hear from each of them, so.
Thank you, board. Thank you, top 4 of the 5 that are here for coming on time. Gave me a little nervous. No lie, I'm getting a little nervous.
I really like the timing that you have.
You're all going through wonderfully. Megan Perkins can't be here tonight. She's our salutatorian. She's out in Tennessee, University of Tennessee, at orientation, I believe, and I think she's studying nutrition. So on behalf of Megan, I just wanted to recognize her too. Ethan Haas is here. Ethan, you want to stand up, please? He's our valedictorian. So this is Ethan. Ethan, just a quick blurb, maybe to the board.
Yeah.
Where are you going? What, you know?
Yeah, I'm Ethan. I'm going to Cornell University in the fall, and I plan to study to do a major in biology in 6th grade.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Christopher Boyle, and I'm 3rd in the class, and I plan to go to RIT for computer science with a dual bachelor's master program for cybersecurity.
Great. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Magdalena. I will be attending SUNY Oswego for their pre-vet path, majoring in zoology.
Also, I'd like to introduce Mr. Aiden Nash.
I'm Aiden Nash. I was 4th. I'm going to Lemoyne, and I'm dual majoring in accounting and finance.
Just one more quick thing I want to recognize Ethan for, a great accolade that doesn't come often, so, and it came here, and that was our National Merit Scholar. So if you can just talk a tiny little bit about that. I know I love putting you on the spot. You know, the process, was it hard, you know, take me through just a little bit of that National Merit Scholar, because it is a big deal, it's a huge deal.
Yeah, so it's based off the PSAT schools that I took last year, and after you get the best work for the school, then you can write an essay and fill the you won't say super big, but the response. So yeah, honestly, the process wasn't as bad as other scholarships have.
Did you have to prep for it, or just going to take it cold?
On the PSAT, I didn't.
Okay. No, see, we have Einstein. So, Ethan, thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our top 4 or 5, and I'm here for Megan, so thank you.
Thank you.
And of course, those 5 were recognized in our most recent newsletter that went out, and will again be recognized next Friday during our graduation ceremony. So congratulations, folks, thank you. Okay, kind of shifting gears to a presentation. Last meeting we did middle school and elementary school, kind of end of the year wrap up opportunities. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Gaffney, who will speak on behalf of the high school.
Thank you again for allowing me to present on the state of the high school. Let me just get organized here. All right, it does work. So, the state of the high school by me, 25, 26. So the first slide is, we always start off with our mission statement, right? So how many things first? This is our mission statement. But what I want to say to you is, this is our mission statement. And I highlighted a couple words, few words that I think are important when we talk about the state of the high school or the state of moving the high school. So when I read it, I read through it once. The second time I read through it, I went through and I highlighted the words that I thought were critically important when we make decisions for our community, our staff, and certainly our students. So safe, supportive learning environment for all students. Prepare skills and knowledge to be responsible citizens in our community. That's our mission statement, not just like, hey, here's our mission statement. That's our mission statement. Those are the words that we live by. They're the words I live by. Strategic plan connection. So I came across this slide and I thought, I'm going to keep that in. So culture and communication, educational excellence, and school experience. What potentially could these look like at our school? So I'm going to start at the beginning, at the end. I want to talk about end of the year practices. And some of you guys know this a little bit, but I'm going to go a little bit more in depth because my vision is it's layered. So extension of the school year is kind of new. We talked about it a little bit. I call it boot camp. And basically what it is it's when the school day ends, which was yesterday, and we go right into Regents Week, which is a 2-week period leading up to graduation. Some of our students need a little bit more time, they need a little bit more support, and they need a little bit more encouragement to get through on some of their courses. Not a lot, but some of them do. And I think it's important to provide that opportunity. So we've used it today, we're going to use it tomorrow. We don't use it for a lot, only for the kids that really need that support and they need that extra time. So we provide that, and that's what I call an extension of our school year, i.e. boot camp. Moving up day is new. And here's what that looks like. So we have a moving up day at the end of the year, a celebration, right? We pass the torch, we read the senior wills, we celebrate through a bunch of different activities. I had a couple teachers come up to me, so I can't really steal this. I had a couple teachers come up to me before moving up day, and they said, hey, we don't have any duties assigned. We're not supervising the soccer game, or we're not in the gym at this point in time. We have a couple hours. Can we bring in kids or students that need more support or need to rewrite an assignment or maybe they're behind on their labs? And I said, cool. I said, it's a great idea. I didn't mandate it because I think the celebration piece is important. But if the students want to go, and we highly encourage it, because usually there's students that are maybe behind on a lab, for 1,200 minutes to meet that state requirement, we'll bring them in. Maybe they got to rewrite an assignment. So the strong consideration for these students to go looks like this. We have this time. We want you to come in and complete labs. And there has been no pushback with the kids. All of them have been on board. The only thing a couple of the kids have said to me is, I'm in, I want to go, but can I just go to the tractor pull? I'm like, deal. A win-win, right? So they come in, they do their labs, they do a rewrite, and then they're off to the races for the celebration. So it's not mandatory. I don't mandate this particular one because I want them to be involved in the celebration. But at the same time, if I can create time out of time for these kids to come in and get caught up and receive additional support, I think it's a win-win. So that's the moving up day. In-house summer school is, again, relatively new. So with that, that's more of a credit recovery, and we'll use Apex for the in-house. And right now it's grant funded, so that's a good thing. So what we'll do is we'll look at the number of students that might fall into this category. I do not recommend it for a course leading up to a state exam. I feel that course needs to be taught by an instructor, a human being that can interact with the student. So we don't do the in-house for anything that leads up to a state exam. We send them to Wayne, which is our current practice, and I'll get into that in a minute. But our in-house summer school might be for a student, again, that needs more time, more support, more one-on-one relationship building, and we'll build that time for them. This year will be in the high school library because they're not going to have access to the high school academic wing. So what they'll do is they'll come in, they'll check in at the main office, and then I have a couple of teachers that are dual certified that are willing to walk some of these students through whatever their need is. So that's our in-house summer school. And the other piece is I'd rather keep our kids here with our staff, our program, what we know the kids. So if I can keep them here at a cost that's fiscally responsible, again, I think it's a win-win. Now, the only time they wouldn't be here, again, is if it's a course leading up to a Regents exam, which I feel is better served through human interaction. And so that's our out-of-house summer school, which is current. That doesn't go away. This is just a supplement to this. Again, opportunity. If we can do it, why not? Okay, academic recovery you know about. Currently extension of the school day, Monday through Thursday, 3:30 to 4:45 aligns with the bus run, so kids can get home. Credit buyback we talked about a little bit. This aligns with your board policy that says a student may be denied credit if they reach a certain number of days. 14 days for a half-year course, I believe it's 28 for a full year, and it aligns with what New York State says, I believe, which is chronic truancy. And the numbers may be a little different, but I'm close. So what I'm gonna do, what I started to do, and I didn't need to use it this year, but I definitely will be using it next year, is I'll be tracking those kids that are getting close, and they're gonna do a credit buyback. And I'm gonna use the board policy as, hey, this is policy, you guys could be in danger of being denied credit, but you don't have to be. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to make up the time. So that 3:30 to 4:45 slot could buy them two periods back at a 40-minute period. So if they're close, they're skating around 20 or 12 days, and I know it's 14, I'm gonna call them in and say, hey, you owe me time, I'm gonna give you 2 back. Let's work together on this. When would you like to do it? You know, and again, when that was done in the past, I didn't get a lot of pushback. It was pretty effective. Again, creating time that we have, resources that we have, people that we have here at our school. In-house tutoring is completely brand new. And here's how I came up with that, and here's what it is. Sometimes we have kids or students that aren't in school. They're out on medical, there may have been a multitude of infractions that put them out for a little bit, they may have missed half a day. So what I would like to do, and again, layered to academic recovery, is give the opportunity to bring those kids back into academic recovery with one of our tutors. Here's why. Right now, we contract through BOCES. I don't know if we get a hit or not, meaning does BOCES have somebody available? Sometimes they're on a wait list, and I won't know. Cindy Stone won't know. So sometimes that kid's lip twists in the wind because we can't provide a tutor through BOCES. But we can provide a tutor with some people here in-house. And I can put them in academic recovery if that student if that student can be there and it's not an egregious safety problem. Bring them back in. They don't go into the academic wing, they go right to the library. I hook up a tutor with them. They're away from the academic recovery, other people, and that's where the tutoring begins. Our people, our house, our systems, our relationships. So I want to start, and I piloted it this year. So I offered, and I don't anticipate using a lot. I'd say probably when we thought of it, I would say between 4 and 5 students I offered that to, and half of them came. So transportation, the way around that was I'm thinking, how do I get these kids here when they're out? And how do I do it so it's fiscally responsible? So I called up Mr. Bacchus out of transportation. I said, hey, Steve, I have an idea. Let me run it by you. I want to bring kids back for tutoring in the library, but I don't want it to be something where you have to do something above and beyond with your drivers. How does it work? He goes, no problem. He goes, I'm already out on a run at this time. It's no sweat for me to come by and stop by and pick up that student and bring him in. So the times it's happened that I've offered it, the times that the student says yeah, or the parent says yeah, he's coming, you know, or they're in. I'll contact Mr. Bacchus, he'll swing by, pick them up. So the student may have to be here at 2:30, which is not a problem. Academic recovery doesn't start until 3:30. I'll house the student in the main office, either in my high school conference room or someplace where there's supervision, where I know that student can get some work done. And then once 3:15 comes rolling around, I'll either escort him over to the library or somebody will escort that student over to the library. Again, layered, systematic, intentional, in our people, our house, our kids. Freshman orientation, that's coming up in August. Typically, it's run in the 3rd week of August. This year, I believe it's Tuesday the 18th. Currently, what we do is we invite the parents, the incoming freshmen to come in, and we'll go through their locker combinations, their schedules, their A and B day. They used to be able, capital project pending, navigate the hallways of the high school, find out where their classes are, meet with their teachers. We'll talk about what credits mean, what the Regents exam means. But the one thing that we don't do, that I'd like to do, is the new piece, is add that book. Because we talk about academic career pathways too. But I think we're a little shy in talking about the BOCES and the trades. Now, consider this. They don't go until they're juniors, but I think it's important to introduce that when they're coming in as freshmen and when the parents are there, and do a little blip on freshman orientation. Some of you may be thinking of going to the trades or going to the BOCES. Outstanding. But let me tell you, it starts as a freshman, not as a junior, and these are the things that you have to do to get there. And I think that's a piece that I'd like to put into the freshman orientation. Which leads me, tags on to this slide. Last year, we came up with an idea. Mrs. Davini, Mrs. Blasco and I put our heads together, and I said, hey, you know, why don't we bring in the parents, and we'll bring in all the students that are doing dual credit courses. Next year, I'd like to tag in AP, which is the new piece. But our taste of college was, we're gonna bring in the parents, the kids that are working on dual credit, and educate the parents on what it is here at Red Creek. What's synchronous learning, what's asynchronous learning, where do they go, how do they get their support. We had a student panel, we fed everybody, which was good. It was a really nice setup. I thought it was very nice. Some board members I think were there. The numbers can be better, we can do a better job with that, but I wasn't displeased with the people that were there. And I don't think the people that were there were displeased. I thought they walked away pretty happy with it, I think. I didn't hear anything. So we did that last year, and I'd like to keep that for next year, but I want to tag on that other side of the career piece too, and that's the trades. You know, I'd like to bring in the parents. I know we take our sophomores out to BOCES for a trip. And that's a field trip that we take them out to. I don't know. I think we should bring in the parents and maybe the freshmen again and do an in-depth thing. Maybe bring in BOCES, maybe bring in some instructors to talk about their college so the parents are there and the kids are there at the same time and they can ask questions during that piece. So I want to continue focusing on the academic pathway, but I want to add a taste of BOCES and trades too. I think that's equitable and I think it hits everybody. And I think it hits an important part of our community. So that's a piece I want to try too. Which goes to me. The state of the high school is about providing opportunity when you can provide opportunity. It's about vision, it's about thinking outside of the box, not being constrained by parameters. It's about adapting, not adopting, adapting to our current needs of our staff, students, families, and community. And that word adapting is important to me. Always maintain high expectations, knowing that looks different for each kid. But you don't lower the bar, you keep it high. You hold the line. And to do that, I think we need continued support, resources, time, and planning to do it. And questions? No, thank you.
Mr. Gaffney, you never failed to hit us with a good amount of information, so thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
How many students do we have going to summer school?
I don't have the exact count. I won't know until the dust settles with the exams. I have a list. If you could ask me to give you a ballpark, I can't tell you right now.
Yeah. Can you go back to like slide 1 or 2? The next one forward.
Yes.
Some of these practices, I know, if I remember correctly, we talked about last year as well. Have there been any hurdles with moving, kicking the can forward or moving forward with some of these practices, and even maybe the next slide after this as well? Like the credit buyback, I know.
Yeah, I didn't really use it, and part of me thought it wasn't fair to use it because we started academic recovery late. And part of me was like, man, I don't want to ding a kid late when I didn't do it earlier because we couldn't have academic recovery because of the capital project.
Gotcha.
So I wanted to start clean. And truth be told, I didn't really need to use it in the spring semester.
Good.
I I think I could have, but it wasn't needed. Any other question?
Maybe go back one more, sorry, thank you. Thank you.
I think it's, thank you for the layout, the way that you're doing it, so that we can, it's sometimes hard to remember what you talked about last year, so I think that that was a good format.
I know we touch on it a little bit, but I always try to, systematically and intentionally layer it. So it's not too much all at once, just kind of chip away. So it's like putting tackle in your tackle box, and also you got full tackle box, that you didn't have before.
I think it was great, and I think you just might have heard Mrs. Kaiser, as parents of seniors, we recognize that second semester is a little more challenging to get to school. So
Yeah.
it's great that, yeah,
I'll be on that next year.
yeah. So I think that's a great idea.
So, so thank you. These are more questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know. I just have to gather my MVP page. There it is.
Mr. Vanilla, would you like to talk about the MVPs?
MVPs. Now I'm ready to talk about the MVPs. Thank you. So, last one for the year, unfortunately. We had 30 nominations this month. And, bless you. I'll read a few of them here for you. Mr. Shirtliff, one of our bus driver, submitted by a parent. Dave is always so friendly and kind to the girls. He makes their day much brighter. Even if they are grumpy in the morning, he puts smiles on their faces. We're so lucky to have him as our driver. Miss Phillips, high school math teacher, submitted by one of our students. Even when I am struggling to understand things in the classroom, Miss Phillips helps me whenever I need it. I don't understand a lot of things, but having her teach me really helps. And Odin Victorious, who's a teacher's aide in our elementary school, submitted by a colleague. I am nominating Odin because he is always willing to jump in and go where he is asked to go, no matter what. We in the Kyler office appreciate him immensely. So, it just kind of speaks to, again, like where our needs are, and you never know, when I get an opportunity to talk to these folks and hand these things out, it's just so rewarding. They're so appreciative of somebody recognizing some little something that they might have done. And generally, again, they're anonymous, but some of them are so specific, they know exactly maybe who the family was or the parent might have been, and just those intentional recognitions for our staff, I think, goes a long way for them, so.
And Boomer made the list?
Yes, Boomer made the list. I would think Boomer would prefer a treat more than a card, but,
His mom might disagree.
yeah. Boomer has received a lot of treats this year.
If you haven't seen it either, he's actually listed with the seniors, I believe, in the yearbook. So, hey, part of the team, right? Okay, great. All right, thank you very much. We're gonna move on to the minutes from the regular meeting from May 20th. Could I have a motion, please?
Could I make a motion to approve both the minutes and the financial reports, both E and F?
I would take that motion. Thank you. Could I have a second? Mrs. Foltz. Questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, moving on. Consent agenda. I have a motion.
Make a
Mrs.
motion
Thingman?
to approve the full consent agenda, G 1 through 7.
May I have a second, please? Thank you, Mrs. Kaiser. Questions on this group? When you're ready.
Mrs. Kaiser?
Yes.
Mrs. Fold?
Yes.
Mrs. Dingman?
Yes.
Mrs. Decker? Mr. Joyce?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
And Mrs. Madigan?
Yes, thank you. Okay, H, new business. We had a few add-ons there to the end as well, so hopefully everybody's had an opportunity to look at those.
Yeah, I was gonna, is it crucial for this meeting? Cause I know I didn't get a chance to look at. to go on this agenda?
I would say, definitely for age 10. But, correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, it's on the agenda.
Right.
So, let's start with can I have a motion first to,
I'll make the motion to
Sure.
approve H1 through 9.
okay, 1 through 9. Could I have a second for that? Mrs. Kaiser? Questions? Do you wanna,
I'll just abstain, because I didn't have a chance to look at either one of those 9 or 10 that they were just sent. It's fine.
okay. Questions? When you're ready.
Mrs. Decker?
Yes.
Mr. Joyce?
Yes.
Mrs. Dingman?
Yes.
Mrs. Kaiser?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Abstain?
Mrs. Foltz?
Yes.
And Mrs. Madigan?
Yes, thank you.
And make a motion for H10.
Yes, thank you. Can I have a second, please? Mrs. Folds? If you wanted to pull this up, if you didn't have a chance, there isn't a ton of red lines, changes through this. If, obviously, there's some changes to the numbers. Are there any questions? Okay, when you're ready.
Mrs. Foltz?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Abstain?
Mrs. Kaiser?
Yes.
Mrs. Dingman?
Yes.
Mr. Joyce?
Yes.
Mrs. Decker?
Yes.
And Mrs. Madigan?
Yes, thank you. Okay, administrative reports. And Mr. Nash, thank you for your last report to us. Appreciate it. We're all gonna take a copy pen to remember you by. Any questions on these? Okay, Mr. Van Orman, if you wanted to talk about enrollment?
Yeah, thank you. As I had mentioned in my transmittal, we've been holding steady, which has been a good trend compared to maybe where we were last year in terms of trending. Obviously, the numbers are a little lower, 728 is kind of where we sit right now, but we were at 728 back in December, so for the better part of 6 months, we've been holding steady. But I think I further indicated that kind of looking forward, as we start to look forward, our exiting senior class is 65 right now, give or take a number, and our current enrollments of UPK are, in the low 20s. So that would be a net loss of somewhere around 40, give or take. And that's before kind of the uncertainty of summer, where oftentimes that's where those transitions for families come from, is, families try not to move during the middle of the school year unless they need to. So we always see a lot of movement in the summer months around that. One of the other things that I talked to Ms. Ventura about is trying to survey our homeschool families for information around why families are choosing to homeschool. Is it this or is it that? And, can we do something within our constraints to maybe encourage some folks to re-enroll from our homeschool populations? As we've talked about, I think homeschool numbers across the state have exploded, so it's not anything drastically different here, but that is certainly a population that I think warrants some attention from our side. Just, what does that look like in terms of numbers and population? But we're going to really start to have some of those conversations. If we're 728 and we're gonna be a net loss of, call it 40, just to use round numbers, that drops us to a starting number in the 6s for total enrollment. And that's a concern, right? You know, I did an analysis, back when I was fortunate enough to be able to take this seat, we were over 800. So in 3 short years, to be down 100 plus, is, and I think everybody's seeing it. You know, some of the work that we've been doing with my Wayne County cohorts, we're seeing, you know, 35% declines in total population, which follows with students, of course, as well. So, you know, we just have to be able to look at those things and what does that look like for our structures. And I think, you know, as Mr. Gaffney talked about, what our mission looks like and providing opportunities and programs for kids needs to stay important to us. And taking a critical look at how we can do that, and, you know, in a fiscally responsible way. I think, you know, our attendance rate seems to hold relatively steady. It's the enrollment that we have to adjust accordingly for. So I have that information. I brought back to you folks the Board of Ed schedule, just to look at it again. Last year, historically, we adopt that at our reorg meeting, which is already listed on last year's agenda dates. So, was there any comments, feedback?
Yeah, so I did hear back from one board member about a conflict, so, I would just encourage everybody to glance over the schedule again and just make sure that you don't have any conflicting dates or any concerns. And then we did say in July we would discuss the time, for potentially, changing that as well, so.
Was the plan also, I can't remember, didn't we talk about, because, there's a lot of like sports families, like just discussing like in smaller chunks, like once the, fall athletic schedule comes out, if people need to adjust, and then once the winter one comes out, did we talk about that or not?
Yeah.
Like 1 year ago
Yeah.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so that can be a conversation in July as well, so, again, if you can just take a look at it, if you haven't yet.
Are you saying that there was a conflict with the July 7th meeting, or?
No conflict with a date that's already on there, not July.
Okay.
In July 7th, we normally do it's kind of 2 meetings in one, the reorg first, to establish all the things that the reorganizational meeting establishes, and then we'll have a business meeting after that.
So are we gonna have July 7th at still at 6:30, or are we going to move that up?
Well, that we could talk about now, we could. I don't know what that looks like for everybody.
Now would be the best time to,
I'm game anytime after 3.
Mrs. Full, do you?
I can do 5 at the
Five.
latest,
Yeah, 5
but I can do 5.
as well.
I'm fine with 5.
I'm on vacation, I'm good.
Okay. So we could revise that to 5, if that works for everybody? Okay.
reorg meeting, 5 PM. I'll make sure that the clerk notes that in the.
Perfect, thank you.
Capital project, was able to kind of toss a couple pictures in there. That wavy stuff is the ceiling in the pool. So it's very flowing like the water in a pool. It's going up right now. They're kind of going from the locker room side to the diving board side, if you're familiar with the pool. And then in between, separating each one of those sets of waves is the red thing going in the other direction. That's the air systems there. So the next picture is kind of the extent of the drain work in the pool that goes around all 4 sides of the pool. They've started that. It's extensive, kind of jackhammering and digging out. That was found to be not functioning properly, which has been the crux of the delays around our pool reopening, so they're in the process now of installing that stuff at the same time that the ceiling stuff is going up. They're kind of going one behind each other to get that stuff going, and then once the drains are done, the pool, the floor tiles will go on, the tile in the pool is all done. The pool has passed the leak test, essentially, so really, once those, drains are done, they can start to put the tile on the floors and then fill the pool up and rock and roll, so,
Is there a timeline for that?
this summer,
Just summer, thank you so much.
as soon as possible.
Is the hot tub passing the leak test now?
It did, yes. Yep, we made repairs to the hot tub, so I didn't check in it this week. They were supposed to refill the concrete cuts back in this week, so we should be good to go with that. Steam room is done, so we're moving. And the goal is to prioritize the work in the pool area, not the gallery, what I would call the gallery area. Like, let's get, because we can't start filling the pool until we get these things done. So like, let's get those things done, and then we can get the gallery area spick and span after that. So, been seeing ongoing site work outside, the lights, I call them the Charles Dickens lights up the sidewalks. We've been replacing a lot of the light poles. We've added some light poles in what we call the south lot, so where folks would park for soccer games and evening events over there. We've added light poles on the 104 side of down there. They did not have any. We added those in. That'll certainly help with visibility down there. We added additional lighting in what we would call the DO parking lot along the tree line over there, because it gets super dark in that area, and that's an area that gets used a lot by our families for Wayuga and other evening sport events, parking for the playgrounds and things. So not only are the light poles getting replaced and more efficient lights, we're adding more of them as well, so it should be a good improvement for everybody's sites. What you see there are high school lockers in the big boxes. They're on site. Sometimes we get very nervous when we're doing these construction projects and there's a delay in material arrival or shipment, etc. So anytime we, to our detriment, we take possession of those things early, and then we just store them and we hold on to them so that we know we have them and they're not in some warehouse in California or some other place like that, and then we can't get them here. So we'd rather, like, the more things we can get here and go, we're ahead of schedule in the elementary classrooms. Those 9 classrooms are, they have flooring done, the HVAC on the walls, the heating and cooling is being wrapped up. We just have the casework, which is the shelving, and some ceiling work. But again, those 9 classrooms weren't even scheduled to be started until June 29th. And those 9 out of 26 classrooms are almost wrapped up to the point where we're gonna be able to at least store some things in there over the summer. Which means only 17 rooms remaining, which gives us hope that those folks will get done. The asphalt work is gonna kick off, more of the asphalt work will kick off June 29th, the Monday after graduation. And I expect to be sending out some regular correspondence around traffic flows and what parking areas are and are not kind of accessible during that month of July, which will be our summer programming taking place at that time. So there'll be some disruptions, and then, the reinstall of the asphalt will take place in August when we're a little less busy in the summer, so it's a little bit less distractions. So it's gonna really ramp up. We're gonna really ramp up here. They're chomping at the bit, ready to go. We're kind of holding them off for the next couple of weeks until we can get everything wrapped up with our end of the year events. So we have, of course, busy end of the year. Tomorrow we have, senior gala up at Cloca Estates. Monday we have UPK graduation, Tuesday we have 5th grade graduation, Wednesday we have graduation rehearsal for our seniors. Thursday, we always have an opportunity to do a district-wide staff picnic, so we'll do that Thursday afternoon. Friday, of course, is graduation for Aiden and his classmates. So super, super busy next few days for us. Everybody's really working hard, students burning the midnight oil, soaking up those memories. Yesterday was pretty tough for a lot of folks as they kind of exited their class, you know, with their peers. Cool little send-off at the high school. Kudos to the high school staff for getting out there and recognizing and celebrating our seniors. Just a lot going on. So that's, I guess, my update.
Thank you. Okay. My next part is something, like a nice thing under the other business determined by the board president, so. All right, first, the pleasure of recognizing Mrs. Decker. So, Mrs. Decker, we have a plaque for you, and it just commemorates your time on the board here, and we want to thank you for your service. And if anyone that was on the board before knows the issues that we had with Mrs. Bliss, a former member, we double-checked that like 14 times, so if there's an error, please let us know. And then the other person that will be leaving us is Mr. Nash. So Mr. Nash, thank you for your time as the first student board rep, and we appreciate everything that you did this year.
Thank you.
We don't have a plaque for you,
It's okay.
but we have a card and a book, and this in here is for you. And then if you could just wear that pin every day at college, just so. Thank you very much, Aiden.
He's got a token. He's got a different challenge coin.
Okay.
That's the upgraded version.
You promote whatever you want at college, okay?
Aiden, can I ask, what's your one takeaway from sitting as a student member?
That like a lot of the stuff that you guys do, like involve, like for me, I was really only involved with like the high school stuff. Like being able to see what you guys do in terms of like the whole school district, like the elementary, transportation, special ed, middle school. Like it was cool to see how every single school, like part of the school was working also.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And we really appreciate you set the bar high, so the kids next year have big shoes to fill, so we'll miss you.
So big that 33 people.
Yeah, exactly.
I may have already used that line, so I stole it from, yes.
All right, well, perfect. If no one has anything else, I would take a motion to move into executive for a particular personnel matter, please. Thank you, Mrs. Kaiser. Second by Mrs. Decker. Thank you, guys.